let me read this post that Michelle Obama put up because it illustrates some of the Ketanji Brown Jackson thinking here. She wrote, back in college, I was one of the few black students on my campus, and I was proud of getting into such a respected school. I knew I'd worked hard for it, but still, I sometimes wondered if people thought I got there because of affirmative action. It was a shadow that students like me couldn't shake, whether those doubts came from the outside or inside our own minds. But the fact is this, I belonged. And semester after semester, decade after decade, for more than half a century, countless students like me showed they belonged too. It wasn't just the kids of color who benefited either. Every student who heard a perspective they might not have encountered, who had an assumption challenged, who had their minds and their hearts opened, gained a lot as well. It wasn't perfect, but there's no doubt that it helped offer new ladders of opportunity for those who throughout history have too often been denied a chance to show how fast they can climb. Of course, students on my campus and countless others across the country were and continue to be granted special consideration for admissions. Some have parents who graduated from the same school. Others have families who can afford coaches to help them run faster or hit a ball harder. Others go to high schools with lavish resources for tutors and extensive standardized test prep that helps them score higher on college entrance exams. We don't usually question if those students belong. So often we just accept that money, power, and privilege are perfectly justifiable forms of affirmative action, while kids growing up like I did are expected to compete when the ground is anything but level. So today my heart breaks for any young person out there who's wondering what their future holds and what kind of chances will be open to them. And while I know the strength and grit that lies inside kids who have always had to sweat a little more to climb the same ladders, I hope and I pray that the rest of us are willing to sweat a little too. Today is a reminder that we've got to do the work not just to enact policies that reflect our values of equity and fairness, but to truly make those values real in all of our schools, workplaces, and neighborhoods.
Apart from the sheer emetic quality of her prose as ever, I don't know why Michelle Obama always feels this desire to sort of throw herself into debates like this. I mean, she's the former First Lady. I don't know. Are we all waiting to hear from Laura Bush?
No, because she had an SAT prep person, I'm sure, and that means she's
maybe if Melania Trump should weigh in soon on her thought. I mean, seriously, she's a former First Lady. She got where she did through all sorts of means. But the idea that this means that she has to sort of soapbox about the Supreme Court, I find, as I say, sort of emetic among other things. But here's the thing. She admits something very strange but interesting at the beginning of that long-winded statement, which is she says that when she was at university, she sometimes wondered whether she had got there through merit. Mm-hmm. Now, as I said in my column in the New York Post today, that's one of the many secondary effects of affirmative action, is that it suggests to many people, black and not black, that the black students may actually be lesser than in intellectual and cognitive ability than the others, and have been only able to get there because they've had an unnatural boost from the admissions process. So that, as Michelle Obama shows, is something which actually, far from, giving you the strength to climb the ladder and all of those other banal Hallmark cards insights that Michelle Obama forever gives people, actually detonates something at the beginning of your university career, which is maybe I'm not here on my own merits. And here's one of many other things. There's much to say about this, but Michelle Obama, as ever, sees these things through the race lens. Mm-hmm. Now, she herself is an exceptionally privileged person. She is married to one of the most privileged people in the world. Uh-huh. Should their children, when applying for college, I think they've already done that, but should they be regarded as black applicants to Harvard or wherever, or should their extraordinarily privileged, in fact, more privileged than anyone else in the world, probably apart from the Duke and Duchess of Montecito, should they be regarded as being highly privileged and therefore marked down?